Before seeing very interesting table on the month of Tammuz, Chodesh Tammuz, this year, 8th of Shinpei, 5780, 2020. Let us see list of happenings to Jews during this time, month of Tammuz, which is known to be a very significant month. And as you can see here, I took from Wikipedia, but not all of them, but very famous tragedies which happened to Jews during this time. It was the burning of huge number of Jewish holy texts. It was on June 17th, which is the month of Tammuz. And one estimate is it's 24 wagons, included up to 10,000 volume of Hebrew manuscripts. Very famous story, unfortunately. Then we have it was the beginning of the working of the spies. We know that Moses sent them to spy out Israel, and we know all the story that they brought out false reports, and this brought to tragedies to Jewish people, always on the 9th of Av, when they came back, destruction, more than 100 tragedies happened to Jews on the 9th of Av. So this was really starting with spies who started working really for 40 days in Israel, spying. It was started really from the month of Tammuz. It was the last day of Sivan, but the main working started on the beginning of Tammuz, and most of their working was on Tammuz. Then in Israel was the famous operation of Entebbe. Unfortunately, the brother of Netanyahu was killed then. Second Lebanon War started, and we know quite well that it was really far away from being successful. People were killed, and we know even the general was not successful at all, unfortunately. Then breaches by Nebuchadnezzar was also at the time. They observed that's the first day until the second breaching of Jerusalem walls by the Roman Empire. It was on the 17th of Tammuz, 70. Then Tammuz Golden Calf was the 17th of Tammuz, and also it's written that up till today Jewish people are paying for this terrible sin. Yeah, it's written beyond Pogdi. The Torah says any troubles the Jews are going through are part of this punishment for this terrible sin of golden calf. So this was, and then we know from 14 and 40 days, and Moses was up in heaven. This is the first of the national tragedies mourned on this day. Tammuz, smashing of the first tablets by Moses. Yeah, because this was really on Yom Kippur, but it started, he broke, he smashed the tables when he saw Jews really worshipping idols. So then you have to wait after Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. Then also Jerusalem, breached by the Roman army, as we saw. So let us see now this table, very interesting table. I did it because Rabbi Schwartz spoke about this month, and he brought many, many things which happened. And he said this is a month of punishment, unfortunately, but also of rectification. Also, hoping that this will be this month of Tammuz. If you remember, I brought from a book 100 years ago who says that this month Tammuz, in fact, part of also is a time of troubles from one side, but also possibilities of repentance and redemption even. Yeah, but always depends on repentance, which we have here. So you have here months of Tammuz, Chodesh Tammuz, with a small skip of this year, 8 of 570, 2020. And as mentioned, it is a time that can prepare for Messiah, yeah, by repentance. And by faith, is written, our rabbis tell us, in the merit of faith, in God, Jews came out from Egypt, and in the merit of faith, they will come out from this exile of Edom. So we have emunah, faith. Then we have really very important verses, which really are all connected. And you can see here these verses which say, so that you do not observe all my commandments, and you break my covenant. This was related to the golden calf, the spice, all these things. Then God said, keep the commandments and laws that enjoined upon you. Definitely this will bring, keeping the mitzvot, will bring us Messiah, bring us repentance, and will bring us redemption by Messiah. Then another verse we said, also, the Lord, I the Lord am your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. You have to remember, this is really the basis for the faith in God, and even Messiah, all have to do with this. Amazing. So this is the first commandments from the 10 commandments, which really, this is the commandments which is the basis of faith in God. And then, as we said, you have from one side, God saying that keeping the commandments and definitely bring you Messiah, redemption, but at the same time, you should remember. So this is what he says here. I will wreak misery upon you, consumption, and fever, which cause the eyes to pine and the body to languish. Unbelievably, this is similar to the plague, to the corona that we are going through now. Yeah? And this is also, as we saw in another YouTube's, this is a punishment for desecrating the Torah and all these things which unfortunately now is done in Israel, you can see. And God said, and now you, a breed of vicious men, really called Jews sinful men. So this is really what brought to all these troubles in the month of Tammuz, which we said because of this fight, the first and the second temple revolt, and all the troubles, Holocaust, all these troubles were because of idolatry, and this idolatry, unfortunately, kept the Jews in terrible situation. So interesting and significant table opens that really it will be a situation that what God saw that you don't observe my commandments and you break my covenants, and what we should do, repentance. We should do repentance with Shuvah. So, interesting and significant table, an important lesson for our time, as we say, having the corona, and on the table we did clearly show what Rabbi Mazuz says, it is a heavenly punishment, punishment from God, because Jews don't say the Torah exactly what is written there. So interesting and significant table, especially for this month of Tammuz, this year. And as we said, who knows that the corona is a punishment for it. And this is what God says here, I will wreak misery upon you. Yeah, consumption and fever, okay. Which cause the eyes to pine and the body to language, but this is kind of punishment that comes out because of Jews sinning. So important and significant table, and hoping that, as if too said in the state, said it is sign from heaven. So hoping that really Jews will understand it, will do repentance, and peace, quiet, and tranquility will prevail all over the world.